everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about Donald Trump, who is the presidential nominee of the Republican Party. In my earlier video, I have told about Kamala Harris, the Democratic Party candidate. This video will tell you about Donald Trump's childhood, his early education, and how he became his father's nominee in his business empire, and how he became the president in the 2021 and in 2017, and how he became the the most controversial president in the United States of America recently, and what are his foreign policies and what where his domestic policies. This video will tell you all these things, right? So let me begin with his with his early education and his birth. So Donald Trump was born on June 14, 1946, just 1 year before India got independence. In 1947, he was born at Jamaica Hospital in Queens, New York City, the fourth child of Fred Trump and Mary Ann McLeod Trump. So he grew up with older siblings, Marion, Fred Jr., and Elizabeth, and younger brother Robert in Jamaican Estates, neighborhood of Queens, and attended the private Kew Forest School from kindergarten through 7th grade. Then he went to Sunday school and was confirmed in 1959 at the First Presbyterian Church in Jamaica, Queens. At the age of 13, he entered the New York Military Academy, a private boarding school, and in 1964 he enrolled at Fordham University. 2 years later, he transferred to the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, graduating in May 1968 with a Bachelor of Science in Economics. So he is having economics background, and in 1968 he passed he acquired this degree, and in 2015 Trump's lawyer threatened Trump's colleagues in his high school and in college board with legal action if they release his academic records. Okay, so while in college, what type of man he was and what type of student he was, you will understand this. And so while in college, Trump obtained 4 student draft deferments during the Vietnam War. In 1966, he was deemed fit for military service based on a medical examination, and in July 1968, a local draft board classified him as eligible to serve. In October 1968, he was classified 1Y, a conditional medical deferment, and in 1972, he was reclassified 4F, unit for military service due to bone spurs permanently disqualifying him. So he could not serve military in the US because of his physical problem, right? So in this way he was growing up, and in 1977 Trump married Czech model Ivana Jelnikova, and they had 3 children. Donald Jr., he was born in 1977, Ivanka 1981, and Eric was born in 1984. So the couple divorced in 1990 following Trump's affair with actress Marla Maples. Trump and Maples married in 1993 and divorced in 1999. They have one daughter, Tiffany. She was born in 1993, who was raised by Maples in California. In 2005, Trump married Slovenian model Milena Naus, and they have one son, Baron. He was born in 2006. And I'm not going to tell you about his religion. You all know that in 1970, Trump's parents joined the Middle Collegiate Church and part of the Reformed Church in America. In 2015, he said that he was a Presbyterian and attended Marble Collegiate Church. The church said he was not an active member. In 2019, he appointed his personal pastor, Telly Vajelest Paul White, to the White House Office of Public Liaison. In 2020, he said he identified as a non-denominational Christian health habits, regarding his health habits, because people have curious to know that whatever president they are going to have once again if Donald Trump comes in power. You see, regarding his health, it is said that Trump's he himself once says that he has never drank alcohol, smoked cigarettes, and used drugs. So he's from that particular sense, particular sectors, he is a clean man. But Barack Obama once he said he confessed that he had the habit of taking marijuana, but he left, and he even left smoking because his wife has created problem, and she always, what I say, discouraged him to take tobacco and marijuana. That is why, and he told, he confessed, and now he doesn't take cigarette, non-marijuana. And definitely, all people know that, and he served as a very successful, successful president in the United States of America, right? So, about his health, how is health of Donald Trump? He is a very healthy man. Maybe he is now 78 years old, but he's healthy, and he frequently used to say, while Joe Biden was his opponent candidate, he used to say that Joe Biden has become grown old, and he might not be able to fulfill the dreams of America, and that is why he is a better candidate in terms of Joe Biden. But now Kamala Harris is now 59. So in terms of his earlier arguments that Joe Biden is older than maybe 3 years older, almost 3 years older than Donald Trump, and he's ineffective, or he might be unable to perform his functions. But now Kamala Harris is now only 59 years old, and Joe Biden and Donald Trump is now 78 years old. So the difference, you see the age difference, whatever it may be. Let me tell you about his health. In 1982, Trump made the initial Forbes list of wealthy people. So instead of telling health, I would say about his wealth first, because he is one of the richest persons in the United States of America, right? So that is why the business people, the business community, the traders, and the rich people are all almost all behind him, because if Donald Trump comes in power, he will see the interest of the USA or the American people or the national. He says himself that I am a nationalist, and he will definitely try to keep up the interest of his business community, right? And the rich community. But in 1982, Trump made in initial Forbes list of wealthy people for holding a share of his family's estimated $200 million. $200 million in 1982. You just imagine. So net worth and equivalent to 631 million in 2003. His losses in the 1980s dropped him from the list between 1990 and in 1995. After filing the mandatory financial disclosure report with the FEC in July 2015, he announced a net worth of about $10 billion. So $10 billion he declared in 2015. Right, records released by FEC showed arrest $1.4 billion in assets and $265 million in liabilities. So Forbes estimated his net worth dropped by $1.4 billion between 2015 and 2018. In their 2024 billionaires ranking, Trump's net worth was estimated to be $2.3 billion. That is, it is 1,438 in the world. So it is not a matter of joke. He is he is a very rich man. And journalist Jonathan Greenberg reported that Trump called him in 1984, pretending to be a fictional Trump organization official named John Barron. Greenberg said that Trump, just to get a higher ranking on the Forbes 400 list of all the Americans, identified himself as Barron, and then falsely asserted that Donald Trump owned more than 90% of his father's business. Greenberg also wrote that Forbes had vastly overestimated Trump's wealth and wrongly included him on the 1982, 1983, and 1984 rankings. So there is a debate regarding his baronship, and I'm not going to tell you all those things, all those controversies. But I would say a very important thing that in 2020, New York Times obtained Trump's tax information extending over 2 decades. Its reporters found that Trump reported losses of hundreds of millions of dollars and had since 2010 deferred declaring $287 million in forgiven debt as taxable income. His income mainly came from his share in the apprentice and businesses in which he was a minority partner, and his losses mainly from a majority-owned businesses. Much income was in tax credits for his losses, which let him avoid annual tax income payments or lower them to $750 only. So during the 2010s, Trump balanced his business's losses by selling and borrowing against assets, including a $100 million mortgage on a Trump Tower due in 2022, and the liquidation of over $200 million in stocks and bonds. He personally guaranteed $421 million in debt, most of which is due by 2024. So this was his business activities. But everybody is willing to know about his real estate. Yeah, let me say a few words about his real estate. Starting in 1968, Trump was employed at his father's real estate company, right? So Trump management, which owned a racially segregated middle class renting housing in New York's outer boroughs. In 1971, he became president of the company and began using the Trump Organization as an umbrella brand. Between 1991 and 2009, he filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection of 6 of his businesses: the Plaza Hotel in Manhattan, the casinos in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and Trump Hotels and Casino Resorts Company. So these are the things which he declared. So Trump attracted public attention in 1978 with the launch of his family's first Manhattan venture, the renovation of the derelict Commodore Hotel adjacent to Grand Central Terminal. The financing was facilitated by a $400 million estate property tax abatement arranged for Trump by his father, who also joined with Hyatt, guaranteed a $70 million bank construction loan. The hotel reopened in 1980 as the Grand Hyatt Hotel, and that same year, Trump obtained the rights to develop Trump Tower, a mixed-use skyscraper in Middletown, Manhattan. The building houses the headquarters of the Trump Corporation and Trump's PAC, and was Trump's primary residence till 2019. So these are the things. I'm not going in detail because people more want to know. I'm not telling about his clubs and casinos. You know that Atlantic City Casino in 1984, Trump opened Harrah's at Trump Plaza at a hotel and casino with financing and management help from the Holiday Corporation, and it was unprofitable, and Trump paid Holiday $70 million in May 1986 to take sole control. In 1985, Trump bought the unopened Atlantic City Hilton Hotel and renamed it Trump Castle. Both casinos filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in 1992. So this is a little bit about his wealth and his business activities and his clubs. You know that in 1985, Trump acquired the Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida. In 1995, he converted the estate into a private club with an initiation fee and annual dues. He continued to use a wing of the house as a private residence. Trump declared the club his primary residence in 2019. So I'm not going to tell you all these things here, and side ventures he also opened in September 1983. Trump purchased the New Jersey Generals, a team in the United States Football League, and these are the activities as a businessman he did for many years. And in 2004, Trump co-founded Trump University, but it is a controversial thing. He gave the name organization university, but actually it was a company that sold real estate seminars for up to $35,000. So it was a little confusing because he gave the name of university, but actually it was not university, and it was ultimately ultimately should, and it was Trump agreed to pay it, and I mean the that's internal document revealed that employees were instructed to use a Herschel approach, and former employees testified that Trump University had defrauded or lied to its students. Shortly after he won the 2016 presidential election, Trump agreed to pay a total of $25 million to settle the three cases. So these are the things which go on in businesses and in trade activities. Those who are the businessmen know all these things, and they know how to do business and how to face challenges and crisis. But the Donald J. Trump Foundation was a private foundation established in 1988. From 1987 to 2006, Trump gave his foundation $5.4 million, which had been spent by the end of 2006. After donating a total of $65,000 in 2007 and 8, he stopped donating any personal funds to the charity. These things are not illegal affairs, and bankruptcies also there, but those are the things I'm not going to tell in details, because if I tell then all those things, then it will take hours after hours. But rather I would like to tell you about his political career. So Trump registered as a Republican in 1987, right? So his political career began with his registration as a Republican in 1987, a member of the Independent Party, the New York State affiliate of the Reform Party. In 1999, a Democrat in 2001, a Republican in 2009, unaffiliated in 2011, and a Republican once again in 2012. So in 1987, Trump placed full-fledged advertisements in three major newspapers expressing his views on foreign policy and how to eliminate the federal budget deficit. In 1988, he approached Lee Atwater asking to be put into consideration to be Republican nominee. George W. Bush's running mate Bush found the request strange and unbelievable, and Trump ran in the California and Michigan primaries for nomination as the Reform Party candidate for the 2000 presidential election, but withdrew from the race in February 2000. Right, in 2011, Trump speculated about running against President Barack Obama in the 2012 election, making his first speaking appearance at the Conservative Political Action Conference, or CPAC, in February 2011, and giving speeches in early primary states. In May 2011, he announced he would not run. Trump's presidential ambitions were generally not taken seriously at the time. But Barack Obama is Barack Obama. His speeches, his fiery speeches, and his knowledge as a law professor, constitutional law professor, and his voice, the sweetness of his voice, and the glamour in his appearance are extraordinary. People in the world listen to him. People in the world want to listen to him still, because he's such a great man. He is such a fierce speaker, right? And Trump's fame and provocative statements earned him an unprecedented amount of free media coverage, elevating his standing in the Republican primaries. He adopted the phrase "truthful hyperbole," coined by his ghostwriter Tony Schwartz, to describe his public speaking style. His campaign statements were often opaque and suggestive, and a record number were false. Trump said he disdained political correctness and frequently made claims of media bias. So these are the claims and counterclaims. But Trump announced his candidacy in June 2015. His campaign was initially not taken seriously by political analysts, but he quickly rose to the top of opinion polls. He became the frontrunner in March 2016 and was declared the presumptive Republican nominee in May 2016. And Hillary Clinton led Trump in national polling averages throughout the campaign, but in early July, he had led narrowed in mid-July. Trump selected Indiana Governor Mike Pence as his running mate, and the two were officially nominated the 2016 Republican nomination National Convention. Trump and Clinton faced off in three presidential debates in September and October 2016. Trump twice refused to say whether he would accept the result of the election. Trump's political positions and the rhetoric were right-wing populist. Politico prescribed or described them as elective, improvisational, improvisational and often contradictory, quoting a healthcare policy expert at the American Enterprise Institute as saying that his political positions were a random assortment of whatever placed publicly. NBC News counted 141 distinct shifts on 23 major issues during his campaign. Okay, up to this, I'll conclude here because it is already 20 minutes over. In the next video, I'll tell you more about him, about his public and about his foreign policies. Right? With this, I would like to conclude here. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video.